Hello and welcome to Good Morning Thailand. Today we'll be talking about some of the news topics from across the country. My name is Jay and my partner Alex is not here today. He is traveling in Macau, enjoying the weather and the casinos there, hopefully. He'll be back on Monday morning. Before I get started, a big thank you and shout out to Fazwas for sponsoring the show. If you've ever thought about buying real estate in the country, please check out Fazwas.com. They're the largest real estate portal in the world. They've got a great support team. They've got multiple languages that you can talk in and find your next home. All right, we're going to start our first story talking about Thailand tightening visa rules to curb abuse by repeat visitors. Thailand's Immigration Bureau is tightening visa rules in response to growing concerns over abuse by repeat foreign visitors. The new crackdown targets individuals who enter multiple times under the visa-exempt entry scheme, often staying in the country for extended periods without proper documentation. Immigration officers are now instructed to scrutinize these frequent entrants more closely. Those without a clear travel purpose or with signs of illicit activity, such as overstaying, working illegally, or connections to scams or cybercrime, may be denied re-entry. Additionally, checkpoints near borders are boosting their surveillance of high-risk travelers who frequently use visa runs to reset their stay. Since the beginning of the year, nearly 3,000 individuals have been denied entry under this policy. Immigration is also limiting how often people extend their stays once inside Thailand. Whilst the changes aim to improve national security and reduce abuse, they've raised concerns among legitimate long-term tourists, digital nomads, and retirees who rely on frequent re-entries. Some unfortunate news for people who want to stay in Thailand for a long time, however, and do kind of use the re-entry system. But I guess there are going to be a lot fewer border runs, and people might have to invest in some long-term visas. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. Not everyone can afford the DTV visa or the elite visa, and I don't think that this necessarily stops people who are committing crime in the country. However, the Thai government seems to blame it on re-entry visas for some reason. Let us know in the comment section below what you think about this story. For now, we're going to move to the south part of Thailand, taking us to the island of Samui, where a late-night earthquake has rattled Koh Samui, but no damage has been reported. Residents on Koh Samui were startled awake in the early hours of yesterday morning when a mild earthquake struck offshore. Now, the quake registered a magnitude of 2.4, which is fairly weak, and originated from the depth of 4 kilometers near the island's coast. While small, the tremor was strongly felt in several districts, including Boput and Chaweng, where locals reported hearing loud booms and experiencing minor shaking in homes and buildings. Some residents described the sensation as furniture rattling and loud noises like thunder. The tremors occurred in waves spaced minutes apart, adding to the confusion and fear. Now, thankfully, authorities confirmed that there was no damage to infrastructure and no injuries reported. Emergency services were placed on standby, and geologists continue to monitor the situation in case of aftershocks. I think with the earthquake happening in Bangkok last year, people are always on the edge and a little more aware regarding seismic activity. But good to know that no damage and nothing. But, however, quite a scary experience, I'm guessing, for the people of Samui. But good news that nobody was injured as well. We're going to move on to more natural events and disasters, this time going to Buri, where a lightning strike blasted a restaurant during a storm. A violent lightning strike during a thunderstorm shocked diners and staff at a restaurant in Chon Buri province. As the storm passed over the area, a bolt of lightning hit the restaurant's roof, causing a loud explosion and temporary blackout. Now, witnesses described the terrifying moment. The entire building shook and sparks flew, with many people rushing outside in fear. Emergency responders were called to inspect the premises, but thankfully no injuries were reported. The restaurant sustained moderate damage, including scorched tiles and electrical disruptions. Local authorities emphasized the importance of installing proper lightning rods and surge protection, particularly as seasonal storms become more and more intense. There have been quite a lot of thunderstorms around Bangkok and around Thailand in general, coming from our neighbors. It's something that you wouldn't think would happen while sitting in a restaurant, enjoying your meal with your loved ones, being hit by lightning. But there we go. I guess this is Another reason why more safety standards need to be applied to different places. But yeah, just get a lightning rod. I guess that'll solve everything. For now, I'm going to move on to our next story, which is a little bit. My next two stories are a little more wacky, depending on how you look at it. But yeah, this is an interesting one. A Thai trans woman watches TikTok videos at a clinic for hours to avoid payments. It's a bit more interesting than what I just made it sound. Here we go. Listen to this story. A Bangkok beauty clinic found itself in a bizarre standoff with a client who refused to pay for breast augmentation surgery. Now, after receiving the procedure, the client allegedly stayed in the recovery room for hours and hours, lounging on the bed and watching TikTok videos while claiming she would pay later. Clinic staff repeatedly asked her to settle the remaining 14,000 baht bill, but she ignored their request, casually scrolling through her phone. Now, eventually, police were called to intervene. The woman finally paid the full amount before officers arrived, avoiding any legal charges. But the clinic owner later posted footage of the incident online, sparking debate across Thai social media about customer responsibility, clinic procedures, and the risk of accepting partial payments in cosmetic industry. The incident has gone viral, and several clinics have since announced they'll be enforcing stricter prepayment rules to avoid similar encounters. What do you do in a situation like this? Why was she lounging around for hours for no reason? Maybe she just didn't want to go home yet and just, watch some TikTok videos while killing time. Strange story coming out of Bangkok, that one. Yeah, I don't really have much more to add. Let us know in the comment section below what you think about this story. For now, I'm going to move on to our last story. But before I do that, good old Tan has reminded me that I deserve a break. So we'll be back right after this. Wow, that was a very refreshing break. Thank you to Fazwaz for giving me the well-deserved, break I needed. And they'll give you a break as well if you are having trouble finding your next property to rent, sell, or even buy. Check out Fazwaz.com. Okay, our last story for today is German tourist loses 140,000 baht in a miracle oil scam in Pattaya. Here we go. A 52-year-old German tourist has fallen victim to a high-pressure scam in Pattaya involving miracle oil, falsely advertised as a hair care solution. The man was approached by a foreign vendor claiming the herbal oil could cure baldness and rejuvenate hair growth. Convinced, the tourist agreed to buy several bottles, expecting to pay 4,000 baht. However, after handing over his debit card, the transaction processed a staggering 140,000 baht, about 4,000 euros. He only realized the full charge later and rushed to file a complaint at the local police station. Officers are now investigating the vendor and the shop involved, which allegedly targets foreigners with aggressive sales tactics and card skimming practices. The incident adds to a growing list of scams affecting tourists in the area, prompting officials to issue fresh warnings and promise tighter patrols. How dare they taking advantage of a bald man? As a fellow man with very little hair on my head, I can sympathize with him. However, I say own it, brother. Don't spend money on miracle oils because they don't exist. And there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, those are some of the stories from across Thailand today. There are, of course, a lot more stories on politics, on sport, on what's going on in the country on the Thaiger.com, and you can get involved in the conversation as well on ASEANnow.com, which is Thailand's largest English news forum. And yeah, thank you for making it through so far. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. One Alexi will join me again on Monday morning. For now, I'm going to dive into the live section to see what the live audience is talking about. We'll see you on Monday. Until then, see you. Take care. Bye-bye.
If you like that story, please like and subscribe. And for more Thailand news, follow us on Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok at The Thaiger, or you can go to thethaiger.com and join the conversation.